Are you sure you are in control of your life? Imagine a puppet whose limbs are manipulated by invisible forces. You might think you are the puppeteer, but in reality, you are the puppet. Your thoughts, fears, and even your career are not the result of your own will. They are the result of the genetic code pulling your strings. Today, we will find out who exactly is holding their hands over this doll and how to cut these strings to finally become free. We are accustomed to believing that humans are the pinnacle of creation, possessing unique free will and the ability to change the world around them through intention alone. But biology looks at it differently. Your entire personality is not your own creation. It is a set of algorithms written into your DNA millions of years before you were born. It is a rigid framework within which you try to move, calling it free choice. But the truth is, you are a biological automaton, executing a program. And to step out of this role, you first need to understand how your prison is built. Why can't the puppet go where it wants? Because those strings are its DNA. Your entire personality is not a blank slate, but pre-installed software. Your dopamine levels, your propensity for risk-taking or calmness, these are settings written into your chromosomes. You are not lazy. You are simply following an energy-saving algorithm that was ideal for your ancestors in the wild, but has become a cage in the modern world. Your brain is not a supercomputer created to comprehend quantum physics. It is a device for finding food, protecting against enemies, and reproducing. All your decisions pass through the sieve of biological utility. When you feel a rush of hormones compelling you to choose quick dopamine over long-term success, that is not a system error. It is the system itself. Your genes want to conserve energy here and now because for an ancestor who wasted energy needlessly, tomorrow might never come. You are a prisoner of a biological imperative that whispers to you, don't stick your neck out, don't waste resources, be predictable. But the strings are not just a physical structure, they transmit experience. This is epigenetics. If your ancestors lived in fear, their genes adapted by remembering danger. Now, when you feel groundless anxiety or fear change, it is not your cowardice, it is the voice from the past pulling your strings, commanding you to freeze so you are not eaten by a predator. You are a living archive of their survival. Epigenetic markers are chemical switches on your genes that activate a fight or flight response before you even realize there is a real threat. You might be the most educated person in the 21st century, but your amygdala will react to public speaking just as it would to a roaring lion in a cave. You carry the burden of their defeats, their hunger, their struggle for life. Every time you stop before an important step, it is not you. It is your ancestors, who only survived because they never took unnecessary risks. You are literally living in someone else's comedy or tragedy, trying to find your place in it. Mirina, we often admire geniuses, calling their success a gift. But from the perspective of neurobiology, talent is simply the efficiency of neural pathways. Your brain is a neural network trained on millions of years of evolutionary data. If your ancestors spent generations engaged in applied logic or art, your synapses already possess high conductivity for these tasks. This is not a sentence, but it is a physical speed limit. We spend decades trying to hack our nature, trying things our brains have no predisposition for. Realizing your genetic limitations is not capitulation. It is the highest form of rationality. Instead of fighting your base firmware, you can use the strengths cultivated by generations rather than building neural highways where biology has placed dead walls. Your failures are not a manifestation of weakness, but a mismatch between your ambitions and your biological potential. It's Wumabempik, Diwa. How can a puppet become free? Only by realizing that the strings exist. Your fear of this realization is the system's defense mechanism. But as soon as you understand that your decisions are the result of chemical reactions and algorithms, you stop being just an executor. You become an observer. When you catch yourself on an urge to procrastinate, a flash of anger, or a desire to hide, you must ask, who is making the decision right now, me or my genes? In that second, the gap between your true self and the biological program becomes obvious. This is the beginning of freedom. You do not delete the code, but you start to see how it works. You no longer blindly follow impulses. You begin to analyze their nature. You cannot delete your genes, but you can change the environment that triggers them. Your choice is not to cancel DNA, but to take the remote control into your own hands and reprogram your habits. Freedom is knowing the rules of the game you were forced to play at birth. Now you are not a puppet. You are the one who sees the strings, and that changes everything. You didn't finish this video out of curiosity. Your brain was looking for ways to increase your chances of survival. But now you know how these patterns work. You have stopped being just a carrier of genes and have become the consciousness that governs them. This is the highest form of freedom, to know your limitations and use them to achieve your goals. Are you ready to take the remote control into your own hands? Then welcome to reality. Are you ready to cut your first string? Subscribe to continue hacking your systems.